Welcome everyone. Be sure to hit that like button on the stream. We're about to get started here in a little while, so hit the thumbs up on the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
tonight, a matchup of the WNBA's two hottest teams, the Indiana Fever and Minnesota Lynx, in what could be a playoff preview tonight from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. In fact, this would be the 3-6 matchup in the first round if the season ended today, but still plenty to be decided before season's end. And we welcome you inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse alongside Bria Goss. I'm Pat Boylan. Both of these teams have taken big steps forward this year, and that's in large part thanks to their stars. We'll start with Indiana's Caitlin Clark.
Coming off a career triple-double, Pat, I'm so excited to be able to go back and see her play. My goodness, she came out ready to go. Not only has her three ball been looking so good since the break, she's also been able to get down, distribute the ball, get her teammates involved, just kind of find those sweet spots. She pushes the tempo. She's a leader of this team. She does a great job along with going to the basket. I'm so excited to see her play, along with another contender, maybe possibly for the MVP running. They call her MVP. She's done a great job also getting her teammates involved, but what makes her special is her relentlessness, not only on the boards, running the floor, but her ability to score.
And here's a look at the starting lineups tonight. And, of course, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark make up the backcourt for the Indiana Fever. A pretty good one for Minnesota as well. Kayla McBride and Courtney Williams. The Lynx are 24-9 on the season and in third place in the WNBA standings. The head coach of the Indiana Fever is Christy Sides, and she is the reigning coach of the month. That was awarded back on Wednesday. And for Minnesota, the legendary Cheryl Reed, who's in her 15th season leading the Minnesota Lynx and recently moved into second all-time most head coaching wins in WNBA history. She now only trails by Tebow. Indiana, Minnesota, both 7-1 here out of the Olympic break. They've been the WNBA's two best teams since we returned to action, and this Fever offense has been sizzling. The top offense in the WNBA out of the Olympic break. And Kelsey Mitchell has been the leading scorer in the Eastern Conference out of the Olympic break. Here's Hull on the drive, floats it up and floats it in.
And she's really come alive since that break. I think one thing about Lexi Hull is she has a way of playing to her strengths. And we see a lot of the defensive end, but her scoring has made her an elite player on the team.
Collier can't handle that pass. Minnesota turns it over here on their first offensive possession.
Just a nice rip and go and stop and pop, who Courtney Williams is absolutely fantastic at that as well, her defender. So we'll see a lot of that, but just kind of taking a little pill of her own medicine.
There's Kelsey Mitchell, who's been red hot, misses her first shot here tonight. Mitchell set a franchise record with 7 straight 20-point games. That came to an end on Wednesday. She was right there, though, with 18. Clark looking ahead and finds Boston.
Yeah, that's got to be a part of the scouting report. Pick up Clark as soon as the ball goes to the bucket. You have to be able to see her at all times, and what a great way for Leah Boston there to just go to the basket, put her head down and run.
Lana Smith, Courtney Williams playing catch. Williams launches and misses. Clark off to the races here once again for Indiana. Fresh off that triple-double 2 nights ago. Clark working on Williams. Handoff Boston. Here is Clark. Clark with that float shot. Bank shot too strong. It's been an area of her game that she's been working on, that floater.
Yeah, it's going to be a great offseason, and just kind of seeing where her weaknesses are to really step up her game, which could be pretty dangerous in the years to come.
There have been 2 rookie triple-doubles of all time, and Caitlin Clark has both of them. They both come in this building here, of course, this season. Mitchell looking inside. Boston has the size advantage. Mitchell launches. She's missed her first 2 shots here tonight. Minnesota with the 4th-ranked offense in the WNBA, and they've been playing well out of the Olympic break, too, as Napheesa Collier can't finish inside, but there is a foul.
And she's already past that half court before anybody recognizes who has the ball. You have to put a body on her because of her court awareness. And then Leah Boston doing a Leah Boston thing, just a nice touch around the rim. I've always been able to credit her specifically for her footwork, but I feel like this year she's alive, not only with her shot, but just kind of doing all the little things right. She's becoming an excellent passer as well.
Napheesa Collier, fourth in the MVP voting a year ago, seemed destined to finish even.
Let's go, guys. Little Kimbronators here doing it. I got to run my daughter to dance, so stay with it, ladies and gentlemen.
See those two teams with the best records here out of the Olympic break. Indiana has been red hot at home. They've won 10 of their last 11 as Clark launches and misses on a three. Smith with the offensive rebound, tried to reverse. Block, but a foul called on Alana Smith.
So we have a day. Welcome to this basketball for girls.
The longest threes, not only in the WNBA, but in the NBA as well. But this year, I think we want to take the team to the next level. It's everybody playing their role. And Melissa Smith, who hasn't been as much of a scoring threat this season, has just kind of found her in what role she needs to play, which isn't always easy for a player. Whatever level you go, whatever situation, you have to be able to adapt to your teammates, adapt to your coaches, and here you adapt within the season.
Alright, again.
Christie Sides lauded her for just that, her adaptability. Smith has been in double figures in each of her last 4 games. Smith catch and shoot and knocks down a 3.
Wow, it was good. She shoot good.
They're probing the defense by Williams to really free up, and you have to be able to put a hand up on all 5 of these Lynx players because all of them have the ability to shoot the ball.
Sweet.
Than any team in the WNBA. This is Mitchell inside of it. That shot.
Oh, we are scared of the ball.
Mitchell and Clark have opened up 0 for 5 tonight, so Mitchell puts it on the deck.
Push on. Oh, that's bad.
There's Lexi Holt, another offensive rebound.
Damn, make it.
Here in the early going, and Boston with a massive size advantage.
And make it.
Takes advantage.
Poise is the name of Aaliyah Boston's game. What a great way. She recognized the mismatch that had in the house, mouse in the house. It really took advantage there down low.
Oh, you got deep position. Boston had to foul her.
And just ready to shoot at all times. At any given moment, I think it's so good. You have to be able to be ready to play. And then here, it just recognizes where the defense is at. And instead of flipping the ball up there, she does a good job recognizing the help side as well.
Oh, Collier met at the rim by Lexi Hull, and a late whistle comes in. That looked awfully clean, at least live. Let's take a look. See why Lexi's frustrated there. That was all ball, and it looked like she went straight up. Made contact with the ball first.
Especially with the block on a caliber player as Fee there. This Collier has a great way of coming.
Good job. They make it 1.
Here, Lexi Hull would have really treasured that.
She's again.
So Collier knocks down the free throw. She's got all 4 of her points here from the line, and Minnesota with a 1-point lead here early from Indianapolis. There's
That's
Lexi Mitchell.
and you shoot. That's good.
It doesn't matter how she starts. She never sees a shot she does not like. She's gonna put
And 3 shot. They make it 3 shot.
she already knows she's got the ball.
Fever shooters and the Minnesota perimeter defense will be the storyline to watch here tonight as Collier knocks down her first shot of the evening. Fever backcourt has been the best in the WNBA here out of the break, and nobody defends it better than Minnesota. There's Mitchell at full of steam, little scoop shots.
This is when the scouting report comes so important. Lexi Mitchell is a left-handed player. She loves going down her from the left side.
Williams, quick trigger, shot won't fall. We're looking ahead, feet inside Boston, and there's a foul on Collier. It's her first.
Great spot up and just the footwork and the technique that you just have to drill.
Wow, that's good.
Especially in that offseason. And here, just a
There's a few.
not the best angle to try
Not
to
bad.
catch off, but she's so quick and so explosive. It's
The
hard.
blue team's the next.
Once again, in Minnesota, they go a little bit smaller. They play Collier, who's kind of a 4 at the 5.
They made.
Take advantage of that.
That's good.
Weaves her way inside, but Collier more than capable. Defending bigger than her size. And once again, it's Clark ahead to Boston, who's got an early 8.
And you said it best. playing that small ball does have its advantages. It's pretty quicker than the team, but right now, the tempo that the Fever are playing with, it almost looks like they're the ones. But being able to go and run the floor as soon as the ball goes off their hands, such a great technique.
McBride, one of the top three-point shooters in the WNBA, answers with a three.
So the white team, they're yet.
Here tonight, Minnesota plays the second slowest brand of basketball. Fever out of the break have been the second quickest in terms of pace of play. They want to get up and down. Here's Clark, catch and shoot. There's a whistle. It will not.
That's good.
A moving screen on Alea Boston. Fever with a three-point lead here midway through the first. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
Like timeout.
You are my sunshine.
And 1 coming off the Olympic break, but that one loss coming to this Minnesota team just shy of 2 weeks ago. It was a 10-point win for the Lynx, but Fever head coach Christy Sides said that game could have gone either way. It was a tight race between two of the hottest teams in the league, but it was Napheesa Collier scoring 31 points to pace her team. However, Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeves said she was most impressed with how they guarded the post. Defense is the identity of this team, and they relied on it. But coming in this matchup, Caitlin Clark spoke of the importance, saying there's a chance these two teams meet in the first round of the playoffs. If it plays out like that, she said this will be the game you go back and watch to prepare for.
Kelsey, thank you. And yes, very possible this is a playoff preview. Two teams have split the season series, a game apiece here so far. Both games were in Minnesota. There are turnovers here out of the timeout. McBride is open and misses on a three. There to clean up is Napheesa Collier.
And she does that so well. She doesn't give up on the play. And she just has such a way of knowing where the ball is going to come off every single time.
That's good, but it's still bad.
Their last 5 shots. Williams crossing up Hole and from the mid-range. Hole might have got a piece of that.
Bad too.
Alexi Hole, that's Indiana's top wing defender. Really turned it over a little sloppy there from Kelsey Mitchell.
She missed that. Now they make it.
That was a great transition there. Caitlin McBride, if you don't know her, she has a way of finding that bucket. She is an elite three-point shooter, but she can also put the ball on the floor. So I think that was a great transition break. They want to stay with that tempo, maybe even tire the Fever out a little bit.
Clark working on Natisha Heidemann, who's just checked in. She's a good defender, too.
That's good.
Easy, but got it to go.
Yeah, looked a little shaky there, but being able to go and stay with it. If the defense knocks it around a little bit, stay poised, stay confident in your handle, and get to that sweet spot.
Excited on the drive, Lexi. Oh, wow, she has just been everywhere defensively here so far.
The defense just right back at it. And we can all agree, Clark is not the average rookie, right? But the respect that these players have for her and the defense that they and the pressure that they put on her has been everything all season.
Clark shot faking the three, driving on. Heidemann leans in, flips it up, and draws the foul. Frustrated with herself that the shot didn't fall, but she'll head to the free throw line. Been a really good acquisition for the Lynx in the offseason and for the foul.
She is a competitor. You know, she strives for perfection.
That's good.
Can definitely get out of it mentally, but as the season has progressed, I think she's gotten better with that and just kind of stayed confident within her teammates and within herself as well. But you see the hesitation.
That's good too.
Absolutely impressive. That step back has been her bread and butter, so you have to respect it. A nice little step back is going to get her exactly where she needs to go every single time.
She played the full 40 minutes on Wednesday. Has not checked out of the game here so far tonight. She is second in the WNBA in most minutes played. Bryant trying to shake off Mitchell. Cross-court pass. That is a deep three from Carlton. Up to his
Ooh. SWAT team.
29% here in the first quarter. Clark looking aggressive. Clark launches.
Dude, that's good.
I mean, it's just like clockwork, you know, at this point. I mean, it is a completely difficult shot, but she just gets it and she's able to drill. That's how you do that. You have to be able to come back on defense ready to go, and nothing easy.
Clark pushing the pace on the other end. That three won't fall. Giving off a made bucket. Seeing the Clark and his Fever offense have been really picking up the pace as Heidemann steps into a three and can't connect. And here is Clark off to the races. It's a 2-on-1. She'll bounce for Mitchell. Mitchell got it to go.
That's good.
One way to do it.
Very good.
Get the crowd excited. Get in there, hit the threes, get the ball back, push it in transition. And as soon as that ball came down, it's like the tandem duo here just knew exactly where to put it and make it successful for both of them. Clark with the assist, Mitchell with the and one. We've seen it.
That backcourt of Mitchell and Clark started the game 0 for 5. They've hit 5 of their last 6. They've got 14 of Indiana.
That's like timeout. Just like it.
Here late in the first quarter. Just their first 3 looks from the perimeter, but never daunted.
Just reading the defense. That's really just all it is. Reading the defense. Here she is, head down, head full of steam, beating everybody back. And then who does she find? Leslie Mitchell for the and one.
That backcourt has been brilliant here lately. Here's a look at the WNBA's assist leaders as Caitlin Clark is closing in on that assist title. Alyssa Thomas, Natasha Cloud, they've both been assist champions previously, and tell you what, when you're at the top of this list, when you're even anywhere near this list, you're doing something really impressive.
I agree. I mean, it speaks to the defense of the league. I mean, the tenacity on defense, the aggression on defense. So being able to still distribute the ball with a bunch of pressure in your face, along with placing it exactly the right pass for your teammates and having the confidence that they'll knock it down too. I mean, there's so many different variables just in that you really have to, that could go from the very top to the one to the very bottom. So, I mean, hats off to the Indiana Fever.
What are you noticing about the chemistry of Clark and Mitchell? It seems like it's really developing.
Yeah, and I know they didn't have a whole bunch of time in training camp, but as time goes on, the chemistry has absolutely been done a 180. I think they both respect each other as players. I think they both want the same thing as far as success.
That's good.
Each other do really, really well, which makes it so easy for them to cheer for each other. So if you have a partner in crime, you want to be able to utilize that, and I think that's exactly what we see here.
Oh, look at Lexi Hull coming.
Ooh, that's to the ball right there.
Hull denied at the rim. Carlton gets back defensively. Here's Temi Fagbenle back in the game. As Mitchell catch and shoot. Too strong on a three. Fagbenle with the offensive rebound and the put.
They make it.
been hurt a lot this year. Suffered her third different injury. Did not play on Wednesday. But packing an early punch here for the Fever.
Yeah, just another energy player that, again, the Fever desperately need in terms of maybe not all the points, but getting in there and doing the dirty work.
There's Heidemann. The hesitation goes behind the back to Collier. Extra pass, and Lassini knocks down a three.
And you talk about a rhythm shot.
They make it.
1-2 into it, high release, and it's not always tough, especially when you first check into the game. You want to get that blood flowing a little bit, but being able to come back and hit your first shot is impressive.
Pass.
Can't answer with a triple of her own.
Yeah, the blue team steal the ball.
3 assists here in the first quarter. Cambridge Fieldhouse on Ion alongside Kelsey Casper and Bria Goss. I'm Pat Boylan. Collier off the mark on a three. About a 5-second differential game clock and shot clock. There's Maisha Hines-Allen checking in. This is her 7th game with Minnesota. Was traded for at the trade deadline. Really a savvy move by Cheryl Reed. Pick up the former All-WNBA player. She comes off the bench. They got her for a 2nd-round pick. Bulking up here before the playoffs. Letting a little clock tick away. Drugs off Heidemann. Here is Mitchell. And Lassini sticking with her. Mitchell got a goal here. That's a difficult look.
Oh, they almost.
In fact, Bentley got a hand on it. And that'll take us through the first quarter. Now, Indiana led by as many as 11. Caitlin Clark had 7. Mitchell and Boston each adding 8. And the Fever have an 8-point lead after 1. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
The National Women's Soccer League is on Ion.
I'll take a break. I'll come back.
Sponsored by Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru.
It's almost there. This is in, but you have to wait.
Grown on our farm. Enjoy.
See the bicycle.
Downtown around Indianapolis, never a shortage of good eats. And the Fever with a 27-point first quarter as that offense continuing to shine here out of the Olympic break. It's one of the top defenses in the league as Collier forces her way inside and muscles it home. Collier with an early 10 points. She leads all scores. Probably right now the favorite for second in the MVP race. Asia Wilson as the MVP, all but locked up, but Collier has had an MVP-esque season. Clark crossing over, kick back. Here's a fact. Benley three. The Minnesota team that has not played since Sunday, so they are well rested. Xander Lassini, 2 for 2 from out there.
It's so important when you have those breaks, whether that's timeout, in between quarters, in between halves, to come out with the exact same energy. And especially, that's one way to do it. Caitlin Clark with another deep three. Do you ever get tired of saying that?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody gets tired of seeing it. Unless, I guess, if you're the opponent. But Clark with a couple of threes here in the first half.
Just right in rhythm. Nice little drag screen, nice little hit there. But man, great ball movement by the Lynx. They have to continue to really put that pressure.
Thank you. Hit a like.
Make it extremely difficult for not just Clark, but all Fever players to score.
Heidemann attacking Clark and rolls it in. Shooter's touch. Natisha Heidemann. 6-year pro out of Marquette. Mid-second rounder who's really found a spot in the WNBA. It's Clark just weaving her way inside through traffic and got it to go.
She's becoming quite the transition player. I mean, not only with her passing, but also with her scoring. And you got to be able to come back right back on that defense and have that same energy that you have on offense. What a great way for Heidemann just to get 2 feet into the
She make it.
flip side of that. Clark just sees the floor so well. She recognizes the help side.
She make it too.
Because like you said, she's been working on her mid-range, especially that floater.
And Dorka Juhas knocks down the N1. Minnesota's bench really playing well here in the first half. They've got 13 of their 29 from their second units. Indiana's bench, in fact, Bentley has the only 2. Because the offense has been really strong here tonight, and lately that time Indiana turns it over. Turnovers a problem on Wednesday despite the win over Los Angeles. They've turned it over just 3 times here tonight. A much better number. Is Clark going to get her first rest over her last 2 games? Aaliyah Boston is back in. She had the early 2 fouls.
I think that was a huge difference from this year to last year as well. She couldn't quite stay out of foul trouble. She wants to play aggressively, and just you have to be able to adjust. I think she has adjusted to the rest and how they call the game.
Hines Allen, aggressive take. Shot won't fall, but Hines Allen, she is a monster on the glass.
She make it.
With the putback. And Hines Allen, their first scoring here tonight. They've got a really deep group in Minnesota. They're showing off that depth here so far. Wheeler just blows by Collier and lays it in.
I love when Wheeler gets in and probes the defense. You never really know what she's going to do. And just being able to come in from the bench and automatically be a scoring threat is exactly what she needs to be.
Collier extra pass. And there's Hines Allen again. Having a lot of success on the offensive glass.
So this rebound here, I mean, she doesn't jump off of the ground super high, but she does a great job of just getting in and really muscling her way. Along with Wheeler, like it could have been an and 1 as well. You can see it on her face. But we've seen that time and time.
She make it. Let's see if the second time make it. Let's see.
Wheeler joking around on social media. She was drug tested for the 3rd time this season.
She did. Let's go.
33, but I'm still young and spry enough.
Wow.
Maybe catching the attention.
3 times. I hope it's not like the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning thing that they did in college. Never fun.
There's Lexi Hull on the drive back here for Erica Wheeler.
Let's see. She make it.
Hull and Wheeler playing catch. Wheeler had an open three. Now she'll take it.
One more time. She did.
That's what that was. She was just having fun, just making sure, hey, I'm wide open. Let me give a pass fake here, two here and there. A way to knock it down, no hesitation.
Collier.
To make it, the other blue team, just make it.
Lexi Hull trying to stick with her.
She can shoot the ball as well. Again, she's just having fun with it. We saw her, she had a camp not too long ago. Just the energy that she brings to the next generation and just doing her part, not only as a leader on the Fever, but off the court as well.
I've said this, Erica Wheeler and Lynn Dunn are two people that I will never at any point in my life be able to match the energy of.
Yeah, you got to come with it any time of the day, all hours, and it's hard to do.
She make it.
You know, they have bad days too, so you got to give them a whole bunch of credit.
Wheeler has been an important leader here for this young group this season. Xanda Lassini off to a nice start. He's got 8 points. Wheeler working on Uhas. Beats Boston, who will launch.
Let's see, she make it. She didn't. Now it's blue team. Their ball.
Hines Allen staying aggressive here. And she has been a problem. Really, this entire bench has for Minnesota. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
Gold.
Behind every splendor.
Hi, Charles. She got a good egg, Charles. Hi, Mama, love you. Love you too, Mama.
Look now at our Splenda Stevia Sweet Spot. And it's Kate McClure.
Yes, Mama.
Finds that sweet spot pretty often. League leader in assists. She's got 3 of them here in the first half.
It's so important just to see the chemistry and just how much it has just flourished since the beginning of the season. I really think that is a huge reason for the success that they've had. It's not the missed or made shots. It's not the lapses on defense. It's the fact that they've decided to play together as a team and just kind of do what works and play how they want to play.
This Minnesota bench has been really impressive here in the first half. 19 of their 35. More than half of their points have come off the bench. Hines Allen had a lot of depth. This already deep Minnesota team Really just enjoying a banner year. 24-9. They've already won 5 more games than a year ago. Struggling to control it here as Clark had it knocked right into Mitchell. Extra pass. Smith can't connect.
Such tough defense. I like the Lynx were a bit of everywhere. But one thing that made that special is that they were moving, not when the person had the ball, but when the ball was in the air.
Ryan's Allen walled off there by Boston. Extra pass. McBride catch and shoot. Can't knock down the 3.
Oh, she missed.
Playing with the 2 fouls, so she's got to be careful out there. She was so impactful early. Clark the hesitation. Clark the floater.
There it is. They're seeing it more and more. That, I mean, I don't know if she listens to the media or she, hears the halftime reports, whatever the case may be. But that has been a concern in her game, and she's just trying to show everybody what she can do. And that's pretty much it.
It's amazing how quickly that's become a part of her arsenal.
You almost showed white teams taking the ball.
First professional season, and that float game has been really strong. Clark going behind the back, bounce pass. Mitchell into traffic, shot too strong. Smith can't clean up. Offensive rebound, and where's that?
They make it. White team is just make it. The ball.
So loud in here. It's those plays, and we love the speed passes, and we love the deep threes, but the hustle is really what's making this team so special, and just being able to play together.
McBride can't scoop it in, and then Smith gives it away, and Cecilia Zandalicini gives it right back. Indiana catching a huge break there.
Nice little touch on the runner. And right here, that was a great pass. Fortunately, she didn't make it, but that first, second attempt, it is loud. You want to be able to get your fans into the game, and doing the little things is a great way to start.
Looks like we might have had a clock error. It's Jeff Wooten, one of your 3 officials here tonight. Angelica Suffren and Mary Williams. The other 2, Marcy Williams, excuse me. Put 2:10 on the game clock and reset the shot clock to 21, so a few seconds had wound down. With 14 points in the first half, she leads all scores. Zandalicini is called for what is essentially a freedom of movement foul. This has been something the WNBA has been tightening up a little bit. These freedom of movement rules.
Tough. That makes it tough on the defense, because one thing that they teach us, especially at a young age, and just starting to play basketball, is just to make sure that the player doesn't cut your face.
They started right and the white team missed the ball. That's so blue teams hit the ball. She just a minute, yeah. Out. The ball out.
Well-played game. Minnesota probably feels like they've missed some shots that they normally hit.
The white team is their ball now.
Just 3 for Indiana. That's Allen, also a really good perimeter defender. She's really versatile. Mark on the shot fake into a double team. Lofts it up for Boston.
White team is just making the ball. Inside. They go.
Looked like she was going to go ahead and pass it to the strong side. She turned around, just knowing where her teammate was at. A great positioning there by AB.
Carol Reeve will take a timeout, and this is where Clark is at her best.
It's a timeout.
Leah Boston with 10. Clark in double figures. Indiana's up by 7. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm. It's a 7-point lead for the Indiana Fever here on Ion as we close in on halftime. Two best teams in the WNBA out of the Olympic break. A couple of playoff teams that are trying to lock down their seeding. Now this is the 3-6 matchup. Minnesota could still get realistically as high as 2. Indiana 5 not out of the question. Haas launches and misses.
They missed the ball.
There's Carlson with the offensive rebound. Williams sets up Collier, who's open, and that one rattles out.
Watch him take your ball for the blue team.
Sometimes it's not always about the miss or the makes. It's just, is it the right shot?
Oh, lost in deep position, but blocked at the rim by Napheesa Collier, who's maybe the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year, but she's also getting it done offensively, too. Collier, 4th in the league in scoring. And again, Asia Wilson is checked out on the rest of the field. But Collier is having a terrific season offensively. Worth noting, Mitchell is 8th. Clark is 9th, so this game does have 3 of the top 10 scores in the WNBA as Napheesa Collier heading back here to the foul line where she is 4-4. Collier 10 points and
Let's see what they go. Should make one. Make one. Let's see you do it second time.
It's a rookie showdown when Rakia Jackson and the Sparks take on Angel Reese and the Sky.
So make it again.
WNBA on Ion Friday nights all season long. This rookie class has been one of the best in history. I think it will go down as that very clearly. Mitchell on the handoff from Boston, and Hines Allen called for the foul. She thought she got all ball there. Her face says it all.
Yeah, but I think you hit it right on the nail. I mean, it takes a team, it takes a group to really get things started again. And as you can see, Hines Allen did not like that call there. She wanted that block and that rebound, but being the team to start things back up again, it's the first time they're going to the playoffs in quite a while. There's a lot of excitement. It's really easy to get caught up in just being satisfied. And I don't think that's what this team is doing. I think they're trying to see exactly where they can get if they just continue to be themselves.
I think you've got a couple of favorites for Coach of the Year in this building, too. Look at Hines Allen. Doing a tightrope over there. That was some impressive balance.
Yeah, it was. It was. That was tough. And especially when everybody's looking like that. That was great that she kept that together.
Carlton back for Williams. Offensive foul on Minnesota. Well, the Lynx have 24 wins. They won 19 a year ago, so they're already 5 over last year's total. Still with 7 to play for Minnesota. Indiana also +5 in the win column based on last year. They've won 18 this year, 13 a year ago. In fact, if Indiana were to win tonight, they would have one more win this year than each of the last 2 years combined. Oh, look at Mitchell Clark playing catch.
The watching just make it a goal.
Yeah, that was cool. They had their little moment there too. We'll probably see that in the snapshot, but
I said, "We'll make it the."
right now for the Fever. Again, it's not always about the mix or the make.
It did.
The right play, and what a great answer there by Z to silence the crowd.
Collier now with 14, and Clark and Smith not on the same page there.
Watch it too fast and miss the ball.
Blossoming every game.
Yep, just nice handoff, one dribble to get it right back. What seems to be an easy switch on the defensive end, it's extremely difficult because they both have the ability to also go to the basket.
Collier battling inside Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston there as Williams on the drive, off balance. Shot skips out. Seems like Minnesota has had an inordinate amount of shots halfway down, rim out. I'm frustrated. That look kind of says it all.
Yeah, it's really one of those things where, you know, you got to be able to play through it, maybe even try to step it up on the defensive end as well, especially when those shots aren't falling.
Clark crossing over. Angling there into the corner. Good defense there by Carlton. Shot clock down to 5. Boston trying to create with the shot clock low, and Boston will.
And if you don't send multiple bodies at Boston, it's almost like she sees that green light, especially when she buries the defender underneath the basket. You got to be able to know where she's at and get ready for that spin move.
Hides Allen skip past Carlton, and Mitchell just runs into her.
Here it is. Here's the feed. She's looking. She's looking. Oh, there's nobody else there. Let me just go ahead and spin back. Let a nice left-handed lay off the glass. She sees it. She sees it. She loves it. And I've seen her game, again, come alive. That start of the season wasn't the best, but she's been able to really buckle down since then and really, really hit the floor and do everything that she needs to do.
So Bridget Carlton, a 73% foul shooter, 6-year pro out of Iowa State. Knocking down the pair. The Lynx were in the bonus. That was Indiana's 7th foul of the quarter. Have not trailed since the midway point of the first. Clark's gotten it going, Kelsey Mitchell too, and they've just been able to keep the Lynx kind of at an arm's length here so far. Lynx did have a foul to give. The team's now into the bonus. Clark fading, firing, shot too strong.
Ooh,
Maybe your toughest
the
look
blue
of
team taking that. And the ball from the white team.
6 of 12 from the field, 17 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Put her on that initial early triple-double watch here again. Back for Collier. That pass was deflected into the hands of Hides Allen. Wrap around pass to Carlton. Oh, that was pretty.
That was beautiful. That was an extremely difficult pass there. Here's the tempo that we've been talking about, just trying to get it back. But that was an extremely difficult pass.
The Lynx finish with a 5-0 run, and Maisha Hides Allen coming in and giving Cheryl Reed 10 really good minutes, including this pass to set up Bridget.
Halftime.
Carlton knocks down her first 3 of the night. Minnesota has trimmed that Indiana lead in half. Here's we hit halftime. Caitlin Clark is with our Kelsey Casper.
Well, Caitlin, good things happen when this team plays fast. We saw it to start the game and the second. What's going to be the key to controlling the pace a little bit more consistently in the second half?
Playing defense. I think we can play better defense. 45 points is a lot. I think they're speeding us up a little bit. I think we can do a little bit better job at that, but overall, I think our defense.
You said you guys came out on Wednesday lacking a little bit of energy. How do you feel like you guys came out tonight?
I thought we were really good. I mean, they're going to be a team that's going to make you move on the defensive end. So, got to play with energy. Got to know when we need to conserve our energy, rotate some bodies in. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good half for us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Pretty good half for the Fever, who put up 50, and Caitlin Clark, who had 17, 4, and 4. Knocked down 3 threes, and her team's up by 5 at halftime.
Did you ever worry we wouldn't get you to enjoy this?
Go bathroom.
We've reached halftime in downtown Indianapolis, and 20 minutes in, it's Caitlin Clark being Caitlin Clark. 17 points, 4 assists. The Fever had a 10-point lead until that final minute there, where Bridget Carlton scored 5 points in the final minute to make this a 50-45 halftime advantage for Indiana. Welcome back here in studio. Larry Smith, Megan McEwen, Autumn Johnson. We've talked about how these two teams really, Minnesota not playing poorly, but Indiana doing all those little things that they've done so far here. It's 7-1 here since the break.
Indiana controlled tempo from the tip, and they got the ball inside. 26 points in the paint. Minnesota has to do a better job getting back in transition, moving on the flight of the ball, and cutting down Aaliyah Boston's angles.
I'm glad you mentioned Aaliyah Boston, because she was able to bury her defenders every single time. Great footwork to get a lot of shots off. 4 and 4 in that first quarter, feeding her more moving forward. And then the guards got into the action. Kelsey Mitchell taking people off the dribble. Caitlin Clark with her floaters. It's been an inside-out game.
12 points for Boston, 10 for Mitchell here at halftime. We talked about in the pregame Indiana and the way they get out off defensive rebounds and get into fast break mode.
Caitlin Clark has loved to run ever since she was back in Iowa as a freshman. She is a pass-first point guard, and Indiana is now moving as fast as possible as soon as the ball goes in. Off of this Minnesota miss, I want you to watch Aaliyah Boston here for a moment. She's going to go into sprint mode, trying to contest on Collier. Here's the miss. In 5 seconds, Lexi Hull gets the ball to Clark, who perfectly places the ball in Aaliyah Boston's hands, going all the way down. It's like a pick six practically. And then later, Clark gets the rebound. What makes her so special is the ability, boom, right here. She draws Heidemann and is able to dish it off to her teammate down low. Mitchell makes the and one. Caitlin Clark is so good at pushing the ball, not just in transition, but she's perfectly placing the ball so her teammates don't have to break stride as they go to the rim.
This team is playing so well together at this point of the season, playing their best basketball, and they are a playoff team that didn't just tiptoe in. They are competing with the best of the best. This is the number 3 team in the league that we're looking at, and possibly a playoff preview. I love the type of basketball they're playing with, and that's because they're connected and playing together.
Indiana ranks 4th in pace. They are playing so quick right now. It's tough to keep up.
Yeah, they really are. Minnesota, one of those teams we think could be a serious challenger for the championship, and yet Indiana playing toe to toe with them right now. Halftime, it's a 5-point advantage for Indiana. We've got more coming up.
I'm telling you, Coach Staley, I could
It's both in the playoffs. Bree Jones is one of the most physical post players. She buries her defenders in the paint using her hips and her shoulders. She can score both ways. A team high 9 points right now, and the Sun lead in the first half.
Yeah, Bree Jones doing what she does best, but how about a must-win game for both teams? And Natasha Howard doing what she does best down low, holding it down in the paint. Right now, 14 points, 7 for 10 from the floor. They're just finding her in her spots, and she's just connecting, finishing plays, looking so tough down there. But you talk about post play, one of the OGs to do it, holding it down for the Atlanta Dream all season long. Tina Charles going up against the Dallas Lynx. Right now, she has 8 points at this point of the season. She's been so key.
Yeah, no question about that. Second half right now in Indiana, 50-45, the Fever lead. What are the keys?
For me, it's just try to get Napheesa Collier involved as much as possible, and even Courtney Williams off the screen and roll action, or even that mid-range game that she loves. That two-man game is going to be important down the stretch, and they have to get that going.
Indiana's throwing a lot of bodies at Collier because she had 31 last time they played. Minnesota has to hit her earlier and get Collier deeper and better scoring positions a lot more in the second half.
Yeah, Collier right now only 14 points, only 4 of 8 shooting, by the way. Game 2 coming up after this one. It is the Sparks at the Sky. Both teams still in the playoff mix. Both teams need this win in a big way. That's coming up after the second half in Indianapolis. We still have 20 minutes to go of that ball game. We can't wait to get back to it. What a contest we've got so far. Caitlin Clark, 17 points, 4 assists, 3 of 7 shooting. Can they keep it up and go 8-1 since the break? Second half is next.
Yo, those are nice. Hold on one second.
Halftime over the Minnesota Lynx here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Well, the Indiana Fever this week clinched a spot in the playoffs for the first time since 2016. And Fever head coach Christy Sides said this week that anytime
Thank you.
has thought about Kelsey Mitchell. She even showed up to Wednesday's shoot-around wearing a Kelsey Mitchell shirt because she says she is a player that just deserves it. Kelsey has seen the lows of this organization over the past 7 years. She also noted Kelsey just hasn't had the easiest year and says that she is someone who just deserves this. And Kelsey said it was really a surreal moment for her. She said she was grateful and said how big of a step it was for this team and organization and how excited she is to see who playoff Kelsey is because she hasn't seen her yet. But putting the excitement aside, Mitchell said this group said they're nowhere near content with just clinching for the playoffs. They said there's plenty more to accomplish and work on in these final regular season games.
Kelsey, thank you. And yes, it has been a challenging and emotional year for Kelsey Mitchell, who lost her father just before the season and adjusting to a very new roster on the fly, and she is shining here in the second half of the season. Alana Smith lines up and knocks down a three, in Minnesota bridging the second and third quarters with an 8-0 run. They're back within 2.
I think that's going to be really big key for the Lynx. How can they come out this first 4 minutes and really just put a statement on how the rest of the game's going to go?
Indiana has not trailed since the midway point of the first quarter. Minnesota threatening here to open up the third. Buxton backing her way in, flips it up, just beat the shot clock. Look at Alyssa Smith down there battling, just came down with the ball. If you can come down with the ball in the WNBA, that's not traveling. Jump ball is the call. Let's listen.
But it didn't even look like, besides her right now, it doesn't look like it phased her. So going down to get that ball, she a little upset she didn't get the ball, but that was a great job getting this jump ball here for the play.
Big play and catch underneath. Smith muscling her way in. Good defense there by Alana Smith. Minnesota can tie or take the lead here. Pick up some of that momentum they went into halftime with. Smith launches. 3 ball off the mark. It's been another really good year here for Alana Smith. Broke out last season in Chicago. He's taken that another step forward. Boston spinning into a double. Just flips it up. The shot is short. Boston knocked it out of bounds. And I think she got hit with a technical.
See, and I think this is what makes these so good. She's a forward playing against a bigger Boston. And you see the emotion here by AB, and I don't think it's anything ill will towards it. You do have to make sure you keep your composure. But just being fired up, that could swing the momentum from one side to the other.
Momentum clearly in the hands of the Minnesota Lynx here now. This is a veteran, a tested group. They'll head into the playoffs with a ton of experience. It'll be brand new for a lot of the Fever players. McBride misses on the foul shot, but that experience, it comes into play late in games, late in seasons. These games get a little bit more important. Fever have really passed a lot of those late game tests here so far, but they're going to continue to get more difficult.
Yes, and they have been tested all season long, but it looks like they've had an answer to all these tests as well. Even if they don't come up with the win, they're just getting a little bit more and more comfortable with each other.
Here's Smith rolling and finishing on the 5 from Courtney Williams. And a 10-0 run here for the Lynx. And we are level at 50 apiece. The Fever scoreless here in the opening couple minutes of the third. Clark trying to change that. Right, sticking right with her, step for step. Indiana maybe getting caught up just a little bit in the officiating here. Williams pulling up from the mid-range. That's a tough look. Gets her offensive rebound. And through the wickets. And Alana Smith.
And look at this ball movement, just being so unselfish and
make it.
The only one who hasn't scored on the floor right now. She's that person who can also go off for these 20 balls. So being able to go and find her teammates is so big for her.
Fever missed their last 6 shots. And they have been now held scoreless for 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
There on Collier, those are the ones that I think you should just let the plays happen. But again, the momentum is so important to swing which way.
Clark trying to swing it back the direction of Indiana. Clark stepping back, fading, firing. Too strong. She's hit a couple of those shots here today, but they are forcing her into some tough looks. They whip it inside. Smith couldn't handle it. Right into the hands of Williams. And Minnesota in front for the first time since the midway points of the first quarter. It's a 12-0 run, and a Courtney Williams buckets has the Lynx in front.
I'm over it.
The Aces travel here to Indy to take on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, followed by a battle between Alyssa Thomas and the Sun versus Leah Copper and the Mercury. So viewers will see Washington, Atlanta, Seattle versus Dallas, or Chicago against Minnesota. It's the WNBA on ION. Check your local listings for games in your area. Zion Friday nights becoming more important here as we hit the month of September. Playoff matchups on the line. Do a triple team, lost the handle.
I know, it's all one finish.
Has been smothering. The Fever have gone 4 minutes now without a made field goal. And Carlton off balance splashes it home. It's a 14-0 run.
Man, it's really like the defense has come alive, which makes it really good for offensive shots to get that momentum going. And it's so smart to keep the momentum with plays just like that.
Collier able to handle that.
Ooh.
Minnesota turns it over.
She clipped the ball and fell to the pass.
I love the Lynx.
Man, what a great stop and pop here. Looks like she was going to go all the way.
How was she made that?
Really being able to read the defense, who Lexi was an excellent defensive defender, so just coming up and having that call.
Mitchell trying to get Indiana going, and she will with a 3-ball. Kelsey Mitchell, her second 3 here of the evening. She's got 13. Mitchell is averaging 26 points per game out of the Olympic break. On her averages here tonight. Williams feeds inside. Smith had it knocked away. Lexi, hold another steal. Pull off to the races.
You heard that?
Mitchell looking aggressive. Mitchell going behind the back, stepping back into a deep 2. That's a tough look. We don't mind Kelsey Mitchell's confidence. She has been on a red-hot streak, but Fever feel like they probably could have got a better look out of their possession. Collier straight away, knocks down a three.
Yeah, and that's why right here. It was a bit of a heat check, which if it goes, it's great. If it doesn't, you got to get back on defense and really see if you can make a play. But again, silencing the crowd after what looked like a really big three in the second half.
Boston on the drive, gets inside and banks it home. So Aliyah Boston, her first scoring here in the second half. She's got 14. It really has been that trio of Boston, Mitchell, and Clark has carried Indiana offensively. Here's Clark. She's got numbers. It's a 4-on-3. Clark right up the middle and draws the foul.
Top of the key straight away, which is absolutely flawless. They come right back.
Nice pass. He missed the ball.
Exact same shots. And then you have Aliyah just taking her off the dribble, who, again, Collier is an excellent defense.
I think he just have a good shot.
Not easy by any means, but coming back, Aliyah Boston just makes it look so flawless.
Clark now with 19 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. We had a triple-double in this building less than 48 hours ago. Keeps at this pace. She's got another shot here tonight. A lot more on the line than that. Minnesota battling for number 2. Fever trying to hold down number 6, and they lose Alana Smith underneath.
And it's almost like the Lynx, their offense became so much more complex. But I think the Fever are just losing their players. They're not talking, and they're not moving with a purpose.
Mitchell step back on a deep 2. Taking a couple of those, of course, more than capable. These are contested, deep 2-point shots from Mitchell that we've seen in the third. As Collier working on Boston, and then Holt comes in and had to foul her.
Man, just so patient on the offense, which it could have looked like she could have shot that at the top, but just nice little high-low and a nice easy finish there for Smith.
Collier is a 78% free throw shooter. And rolls the first one in. Tomorrow night, the Kansas City Current host the Utah Royals. And then the battle between AFC and Racing Louisville. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern. It's the National Women's Soccer League on ION Saturday nights all season long. Minnesota with their largest lead here of 4 points. Indiana led for most of the first half, and the Fever give it away way too easily there. Here's Collier going coast to coast.
Dude, the blue team just making the ball. It's good. Very good.
It's almost like a straightaway, but they did a good job recovering. The speed made them pay.
Offense has really been out of sorts since late second quarter. Mitchell trying to create, but everything difficult. Travel there on Indiana, so back-to-back turnovers.
And great pressure there by Collier, just to keep going downhill and just so physical, and just was able to embrace the contact and go right through it.
Trying to pick up the intensity defensively. Here's Williams firing it inside. Collier hangs and lays it in. And Napheesa Collier's having quite a quarter. She's got 9 herself here in the third. And Minnesota with an 8-point lead. They have turned the tables here on Indiana. Mitchell gets inside, lost the handle and a turnover.
Lead the ball, and now it's out. No, blue team's their ball now.
A few signs of frustration.
Yes, I agree. And, you know, one thing leading to another, and it's so important in this game, you have to almost have short-term memory. Okay, when something bad happens, even when something good happens, you can't hang on it for too long. You got to be able to go to the next play.
McBride, shot too strong. Well, this is a Minnesota defense that has been the lead all season long. Beaver had their way with it in the first quarter. Clark trying to get Indiana started, and maybe that'll help.
Big time, big shot by a big-time player, just to see if they can get that momentum going.
Williams will switch on to Boston. And a foul off the ball. It's going against Indiana. And it's call on Caitlin Clark. 2 seconds. Foul 2 from 22.
I don't know about the call, but coming back and seeing that three, and again, you want to be able to keep that momentum, but lining up and seeing.
All right, Charles, again.
Williams steps into a three and knocks it down. It has been all Lynx here in the third quarter. They are finding that perimeter shot. Courtney Williams, who was 1 of 7 before that one, are stymied there by Carlton. Austin is fouled, and the sellout crowd giving a sarcastic cheer.
Yeah, great find. It's one thing to cover one thing, but you have to be able to try your very best to cover it all. And right now, it looks like Minnesota is able to find the open players so easily.
23 points in the quarter. Indiana's offense has been out of sync. Clark driving on Carlton. Clark hangs, and Napheesa Collier sends her back. Collier with the late help. Minnesota with numbers. Extra pass. Williams shot fakes the three, pulls up, and connects.
And this is really where the Fever have to grow. When one or two things go bad, you got to be able to turn the lead.
I think we have seen Caitlin Clark all season, or at least since the month of May. Foul on the floor going against the Lynx. And Clark's got to be a little careful here.
She clapped in the first team.
One more, but technical number 7 results in a suspension. And they are, Jeff Wooten and the officials credit, they are giving her a leash here.
Yeah, they are. And they've been able to keep these players accountable. We know she's fired up, she's passionate, she loves the game, she wants to win, but you've got to stay composed, and I am so excited to see how the years come, how she just does that.
We'll get a brief rest on the bench. Mitchell stepping into a deep 2. That's the third time she's taken a shot here in the third with that foot on the line. One of the league's elite three-point shooters. Collier into a double team, kick back out. Heidemann shot fakes the three. Heidemann gets inside. Look at the ball movement here from the Lynx, and Hines Allen cashes in.
Beautiful ball movement, and it almost looked like the defense was trying to pick up, and they were moving with the purpose there, but the Lynx just made them pay by finding that open break.
Mitchell, the hesitation, looks at the back Bentley. She was open, passes up the shots. Full steps into a 2. That won't go. Lid on the rim here for Indiana. Boston into a quadruple team. That loose ball foul on the rebound is on Indiana. And Minnesota, they lead the league in assists. It's showing why right here.
Man, just from going inside to probing the defense, inside out looks, going back into the paint. I mean, that was just textbook. Great basketball.
What a turnaround here for Minnesota, who has gone from down 11 to up 12. This really feels like
Has
a key moment in this.
She missed the ball. They go. She missed it and go.
Minnesota has been unrelenting. But mostly defensively, and the Fever give it away.
Team injury has the blue team.
Hines Allen, maybe shuffled her feet. He's going to get the foul call. Minnesota has outscored Indiana 27-10 here in the third quarter. Fever, who put up 27 in the first, 23 in the second, have just 10 in the third.
And this game is about runs, right? Being able to answer to these runs as quickly and as swiftly as possible, in which the Fever have an opportunity to do that here, but there's still so much basketball.
To make it a goal.
I think the clock started when it shouldn't have. Chris decides almost nothing has gone wrong here for this group over the last 3 weeks. Except when they played Minnesota. Lynx won by 10 in Minneapolis. Mitchell called for the foul. If you're the Fever here, how do you combat what's been really aggressive perimeter defense?
Yeah, one, you got to stay with the tempo, okay? And I know with all the emotions of the game, you can't get too caught up on what the refs are or not calling. And then also, they're packing it into the paint. So if they have an inside look, great, take it. If you don't, get it out, move the ball, maybe get it back in there. But I know on that weak side, it's going to be wide open, so you got to be ready to knock down that three.
That'll send Indiana to the line. Originally, they thought Minnesota had a foul to give. That's not the case. So here is Kelsey Mitchell, an 84% free throw shooter.
Have a good pass. No, I mean, good shoot.
Mitchell with 14 points here on the night.
One more. Shoot.
Taking 13 shots to get there.
She did. That's the second time we go.
Minnesota with the shot clock off can play for the last look here of the third.
Fever have to be so solid to see if they can get some of this momentum back into the fourth quarter.
Oh, it's a handoff, Heidemann. Heidemann with 5. Heidemann driving into back, Bentley off balance, feeds inside. And the vision here of the Minnesota Lynx in the third quarter has really been a sight to behold. Late in shot clocks here with the game clock winding down. What a pass here by Heidemann.
Yeah, it's just so much patience. Not very disciplined on Lexi Hole's part. If you get beat, you gotta let that one fly. Or in a situation like this, maybe you have to make
more putt. Shoot.
So, very well earned.
Lynx have now taken 9 more foul shots than the Fever have. And they've got a 12-point lead headed into the fourth. Collier, brilliant in the third. Helping the Lynx go up double figures. Courtney Williams finding the Lynx star.
I'm Madeline Matlock.
Here's a look at our Subaru drive to the baskets. Indiana going to need more moments like this here in the fourth. We have Boston 14 points here tonight, and then Napheesa Collier has been in that MVP form she's been in all season long.
Yeah, and she just plays the game right. If you really watch and break down her game, she has a way of carrying herself that's not too high, not too low. Her coach really mentioned just not only the type of person she is, the leader she is, but also the mama she is. She does a great job just in all of her qualities come back and really shine.
Boston seeing two. That help comes late. Really good defensive sequence there for Minnesota. Mitchell on the drive, the floater, and she gets it to go. Indiana just hoping to hit the reset button here on the second half.
Again, you're going to have runs. You've got to be able to capitalize. And starting with your D, if shots aren't falling, see if you can make some of them.
That high-low for Minnesota, it's been lethal.
I mean, it's almost like they went back and they really talked about that during those timeouts and that halftime. See where you can feed the post a little more.
Clark trying to create, find some space, shot too strong. They originally called that off of Indiana. They have changed the call to Fever basketball.
That help side defense is just a tad late, and the Lynx are able to punish them.
Oh, corner three, knocks it down.
Why do you shoot that good? It's very good.
Fire, is super confident with her shot. We can attest that we're going to see more of those here in the year.
Much better start here to the fourth. And the Fever really looked at any point in the third quarter. They hit just 3 shots in the third. Signs Allen. And watched by Fag Benley. Collier lines up a 3. It's off the mark. Clark turning on the Jets. Trying to shake Carlton, who stays right with her. She's had a good game defensively. Clark's had a good one offensively, but that time turns it over. Uhas comes up with the steal. Inside deep position. Collier misses from inside. And on a second effort. Oh, Indiana catching a massive break there. Clark, Mitchell, wide open.
Another 3 more for Kelsey Mitchell. Great job of Caitlin Clark finding the open teammates.
Another 20-point game for Kelsey Mitchell. Fever trying to turn the offense back on here from Indy.
New DQ Fall Blizzard menu. Returning pump.
It's good, very good. What's up, my dude? Maybe on tomorrow, maybe.
Assist of the game. Got a couple of them, and much needed three-pointers here for Indiana to start the fourth.
I mean, you have to be ready at all fronts, and losing a player like Kelsey Mitchell is absolutely unacceptable. I know they got an earful there at that timeout.
The Fever hit 3 shots in the third quarter. They've hit 3 in the first 2 minutes here of the fourth as Carlton tries to answer. Shot too strong. Van Benley pulls down the rebound for Indiana. This has been a resilient group all season long. They started the season 1-8. Despite their youth, they have showed some moxie here in clutch game situations. Mitchell putting on the move. Shot off the mark there.
She almost make it.
Kick back Mitchell.
So blue team taking the ball away. We're watching.
Backcourt of Mitchell and Clark have combined for 42 points here tonight. Carlton corner 3, that won't fall. And Benley is fouled.
Tough defensive possession there for the Fever.
Thank you, somebody. Hey, lines from. Thank you.
You skip it to the wide open the three ball. Now they didn't make the shot, but those are the types of reads that is the reason why Minnesota has had this lead. They're able to read the defense at such a high level.
Knicks have been held to 2 points here in the fourth after that 29-point third quarter. Might have been hounding Caitlin Clark there on the perimeter. Clark on a handoff. Oh, had a moment there. Instead looking inside for Boston. Boston will go to the free throw line. That was some selflessness by Caitlin Clark because she had a window to launch, but knew she had Boston in there as well.
Yeah, there it was. Just a nice little shot save with a great pass. Of course, second late. The offense is going to make you pay, and that's on both sides.
Via Boston, a 70% free throw shooter. And able to connect on the first. Second-year pro out of South Carolina. Christy Sides really singing her praise pregame. I think maybe the most underrated storyline of this season has been how Aaliyah Boston has been willing to do whatever is needed of her for this team to win, and at times that's to take a backseat offensively. At times she's needed to put up huge numbers and the intelligence to know which when.
Yep. I mean, just her growth from last year to this year, even college to last year to this year has been immaculate. Just seeing how she's just becoming the player that we all know.
McBride extra pass. Williams steps into a three. Can't connect. Rim staying on. The lid staying on the rim here in the fourth. In fact, Benley battling with Napheesa Collier. It's a jump ball. It is uncanny how Collier is always for the ball.
Yep. I mean, she just has a way of getting in there and making a play offensively, defensively, scoring, running the floor, making the right pass. I mean, we could literally go on and on. She did really good. So many different platforms that were up here.
So jumping up with Timmy Pack Benley, and Alana Smith comes down with it. So Minnesota wins the tip. Williams on a crossover. Williams gets inside, floats it up, shot too strong. There's Dorka Juhas back for Williams, and Williams will miss from there.
Those are offensive possessions, multiple offensive possessions, really going to not be in the Fever's favor.
Turns the corner. Dangerous pass. Williams just couldn't handle what would have been a wide open path the other way and what would have likely turned into an easy two. Instead, it'll say Fever basketball here. Boston setting up Clark. ABC.
Beautiful basketball, great execution, momentum swing. They need to get a stop here on defense.
Fever back within three. Caitlin Clark summoning the sellout crowd to their feet. And a foul on the floor there going against Indiana. If it's full, it's her fifth.
Good job reading the defense there. Really did a good job going back to the three. And here she is pumping up the crowd saying, let's go, it's time, it's fourth quarter time.
So that is the fifth foul on Lexi Hull, and that is a big foul as Katie Lou Samuelson will check in. Bull gets an ovation, but the Fever will have to go without their blue player here for at least a couple of minutes. Smith straight away, can't hit on a three. Just like that, the Fever with a chance to tie the game here with a three. Clark looking for space, feeds it into Boston. Boston one bounce and lays it in.
That's Fever basketball right there. Nice high pick and roll from AV to Clark.
Couldn't miss in the third quarter. They're struggling to get anything going offensively here in the fourth.
Oh, watching slap the ball with blue team. To blue to the white ball.
Now it's Minnesota 3-on-2. Williams pulls up, leaves it short. Williams watches and hits a three. Big shot, Courtney Williams.
That's beautiful basketball there. Not giving up on the plays. And really doing a good job sharing the basketball. I think she had a wide open shot as well that she just decided to go ahead and dish the one extra wide open three.
Clark feeding it back for Boston. Inside, Samuelson open from the corner. But can't hit on that three. Minnesota with a little breathing room here. Back up four.
Is it timeout? I will do it.
Mitchell couldn't handle it.
Here's it, probing, trying to get in. See the wide open teammate with a great gather step there. And then on the other end, everywhere. Courtney Williams does a great job spotting up. Get a slow start. But then come back with a monster block there by AV trying to get to the ball.
Williams can't connect there, and Clark able to pull down her 8th rebound to go along with 7 assists and 25 points. Clark, skip pass. Emerson feeds it back to her. This time it's Smith. Smith muscling inside. Mitchell launches and hits a three.
That inside-out is the best three. You can see Halbert loves that energy there. And being able not only from the crowd, but from his team.
Williams knocked away by Mitchell, who touched that last. They'll say that was off of Mitchell.
And swinging the ball from one side to the other is so important to get that defense moving. He just knocks it down. And you see the reaction from these fans.
Hahnemann thought about the three. Hahnemann on the drive. Bounce pass into the corner. Carlton launches and hits a triple. Big shot after big shot tonight here from Indianapolis.
Big-time players make big-time shots, and we've seen it over and over with Carlton. You got to be able to know where she's at.
Clark, step back. That shot is short, but it's Alyssa Smith battling underneath. Smith hits the deck hard. Foul call on Minnesota. Chris decides we'll take a timeout. And Carlton 3 right now has given Minnesota just a little bit of breathing room. We come down to the wire when we return.
He's got an NFL offer.
Don't play with me.
I think I'm going to take it.
Healthcare.
Hey, Lloyd. I'm about... No, you don't have to put that on. How are you doing, Lloyd? Yeah, I will be doing some NASCAR tomorrow, Lloyd, and Sunday. Yes. Hey, turn back on the... Oh. This thing changed. My daughter's at a dance. I gotta go back and pick her up here in 2 minutes. I'm fixing to have to leave to go pick her up from a school dance. So you got my little Kimbronator out here. All right, you did. Notice that moved on us. Why did that move?
Down by 13 late in the third quarter. Battle back within a point. Minnesota's lead is 4. There were 3:23 to go. It's Fever ball. Indiana has been terrific in these scenarios. They are 14-6 in league-defined clutch games. That's the second best record in the league. And Collier is called for a foul on.
Doing great, man. Keep it up.
Minnesota did have one to give, but that is the final foul that they can give the rest of the way. Not on the floor right now. She picked up her 5th foul a couple minutes ago, and you can imagine that's in the back of Christie's mind when this will come back in. Mitchell, step back.
Absolutely, Lloyd. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm here. Yeah, I'm fixing to head back out to Timothy to take it through the game here. But I will be covering NASCAR tomorrow and Sunday. Sunday's race is up. I got to do some graphics. I'm going to do some videos and do the live stream tomorrow. I've got the football game and Xfinity after that. Hey, you guys have a great night. Timothy, take it from here.
Clark is 25. Collier has 25. All WNBA.
Will you do any of the...
Smith extra pass. Carlton. Big shot, Bridges.
2 in a row there by Carlton. Just lining it up, having confidence in herself to make.
But that's just leave.
Silencer from Bridget Carlton. Boston answers with a 2-point shot. The Minnesota lead is 5 here under 3 minutes to play. Fever have lost just once in this building since June 1st. Smith can't hit the 3. Look at Carlton making another impact play. And Williams dialing up a triple.
Another big play. That offensive rebound, extra possessions led to another wide open 3.
The lead is now 8. All of a sudden, Minnesota, who couldn't find the bottom of the rim for most of the quarter, have had the 3 ball falling.
And that help there is so important. Here it is onto that rebound. And they're pumped up on the road.
Austin handed off to Mitchell. Back here for Clark. Clark on the fake. Clark leans in, trying to draw the foul. It didn't come. Samuelson pulls down the rebound. Nice job by Heidemann to evade it. Clark back for Samuelson. Hits a 3.
Trying not to give up on the play there. Just staying through it. Playing through the contact. Having confidence in her teammates. Knock down the big shots.
They need to stop badly here. Minnesota with a 5-point lead. Heidemann driving on Samuelson. Gets by her.
Oh, she almost. Now she make it now.
Turned it on when it's mattered here.
I mean, from every position, they're doing a great job sharing the ball, taking advantage of the mismatches. And what a beautiful play. Behind the back, stop the pop. Waiting for the defense to come up in your face just to go by you. That was a beautiful and one there by Heidemann.
The Lynx with 11 points here in the last 1 minute and 50 seconds. Give them 12 in the last 150. And boy, have they answered the bell here after Indiana came storming back. They had the ball down 1. Couldn't get over the hump. Here is Clark. Difficult look. Leaves it short. In fact, Bentley the rebound. Cole gets it back for Clark. Austin thought about the 3. She'll hoist. Leaves it short. Wow, this one really turned in a hurry.
Yeah, it did. And I think you had to really zone in on the Lynx defense. They really got Indiana rattled in that third quarter, and they just made them pay bucket after bucket.
Carlton started all of this, and she's trying to end it. Bridget Carlton, her third 3 of the fourth quarter. And how about this Lynx offense? which has come back to life when they barely had a pulse. McBenley back for Hall, who answers with a three. Indiana just barely has a pulse of their own. 8-point game with under a minute left to play. Need to force turnovers. Williams running into a double team. Dangerous pass. Hole nearly took it away, but she's called for a foul. Bridget has
we will say a little bit that
and her teammates are looking for her, and you see the smile on her face. She's done that work and has that confidence, and as Lexi Hall goes through
okay.
she's fouled out.
It's almost finished. Yes. Thank it.
Not only for the defensive standpoint, but her offense
it's almost finished.
She's done a great job of finding her rhythm, and her teammates are looking for her as well.
If you look at Minnesota and their chances here as they close in on the playoffs, Connecticut right now a 4-point lead. So that's an important one. If Connecticut wins, they will still, Minnesota, be in third. They are tied with the Sun, but the Sun had the tie break. Indiana trying to hold on to 6. Here's Mitchell running into traffic. Oh, it's an offensive foul.
Great defense there, just recognizing the help. And I know Kelsey's trying to make a play, but you got to recognize and have that head up to see exactly where that defense is being placed.
And wow, after all of that, Angelica Suffren says, never mind, it's a blocking foul. And then they're going to go look at it. This is a little curious to me. I'm not sure what would have caused the overturn unless Jeff Wood came in and said he saw this differently.
Oh yeah, from that angle it does look like it's not as centered as I thought. This angle here looks like she's directly parallel to the basket, but it doesn't look like that from the angle here.
She's clearly out of the circle.
Yeah.
So that's not a part of this.
I guess they're looking at whether those feet are set.
Challenge light is not on, and there's only so much they can look at outside of challenging. So I think this might just be to check on the semicircle. And they have, I believe, overturned this back to Lynx ball. So that they were looking if her feet were in there. Clearly out of the semicircle. Someone had it right the first time. Now you can make a case that's a blocking foul, but that you can't look at that in the review. That would have to be, the Fever could challenge this if they felt like it should be overturned. But what they could look at on the floor there is whether the feet were in the semicircle. Wow, this game is kind of felt like it's hit you in waves.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, again, the game is all about runs and being able to stop those runs. When the team gets momentum, you got to be able to put a stop to it. And right now, the Lynx had the momentum for the entirety of that second half.
They really set the tone early in the third quarter. And Bria, I think you'll go back and look at this one and look at the last minute of the second is really pivotal because the Fever had all the momentum. They had a 10-point lead, and Minnesota rattled off the final 5 points of the quarter. It didn't necessarily feel massive at the time, but it gave the Lynx, I think, a little bit of momentum as they headed into the locker room, and they seized that momentum.
Oh man, she missed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just seeing the light of day when you have a lead, especially early, it's extremely difficult to stay mentally in it. So you have to be able to get over that barrier.
She make it.
And make every possession count.
So Christy Sides will take a timeout. Just under 34 seconds left to play in this one. This Indiana offense put up 50 points in the first half. And a big third quarter with 26 here tonight for Indiana. But Napheesa Collier who has been maybe best player in the WNBA non-Asia Wilson division, has been terrific again tonight.
I mean, from every avenue, she has just dominated offensively, defensively, inside game, outside game, rebounding, offensive and defensively. Like, there's not one thing that she just does not do well. And I think that's what makes her such a special player. She plays the game right. She plays the game hard. She doesn't take possessions off, and she's really, really competitive. She wants to win.
This is game number 2 of a 6-game homestand here for Indiana. They've had a very road-heavy portion of their schedule, really all season long. They've had way more road games than home games, and it's finally coming back even here. So Indiana going to move to 1-1 on this homestand. And you just saw Christie signs, I think, out there, no fouls. Clark's just a couple assists, a couple rebounds shy of a triple-double. There's Fagbenle from the corner. Juhas pulls down the rebound. And there is a couple-second differential between shot clock and game clock. But this battle-tested Lynx team going to prevail after their lead was trimmed all the way down to 1. It is the Lynx who earned their 25th win of the season. And in a matchup of the 2 hottest teams here out of the Olympic break, the Fever are 7-2. Both losses to Minnesota. The Lynx with 99 here tonight. So we'll take a short break and be right back here on ION.
Thursday night football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun? This week, it's Buffalo versus Miami as Thursday night football is back. AFC East division rivals battle it out in a high-powered offensive showdown you won't want to miss.
What a catch!
It's Josh Allen and the Bills
Unreal
versus Tua and the Dolphins.
Hey. Maybe it's over. As he was leaving. Thank you, Daddy. It's like, it's good, it's fun. A little boring, but still fun. What? It's over.
Kennedy Carter back in the lineup after missing the last 4 games.
This is good news for Chi-Town Barbie because she's got her kid right back on her side, by her side in the starting lineup.
Missed the last 4 games due to health and safety protocols. It's been a couple weeks since she's played, but Chicago has its leading scorer at over 17 a game back in the lineup, and that smile says it all. There's Rakia Jackson, the 4th overall pick out of Tennessee in this year's 2024 draft.
She is putting together an incredible, very efficient rookie year, but it's a shame, Noah, because no one's talking about her because everyone's talking about Caitlin and Angel.
A lot in normal years, Rakia Jackson would be a front-runner to win Rookie of the Year, but with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, a little bit of a different story. It is Chicago basketball to start. They've lost 7 in a row, but still hold on to that 8th and final playoff spot as Angel Reese is off the mark on the opening shot attempt of the game.
I don't mind that shot at all. It was a good shot. It's what LA was giving her, but most importantly, she's been working on that all season long.
That's kind of the next step in her game, isn't it?
Absolutely. She wants to be a stretch 4, so she's going to have the confidence and the skill set to develop that shot.
This is Amby working on the baseline, and the reverse crawls through. First bucket of the night for Los Angeles' leading scorer.
It's nice to see De'Erica get going early. She's really been struggling a little bit since the Olympic break, particularly against the Chicago Sky.
Reese on the inside, powers with an up and under and goes off the glass.
It's a really nice counter move for Angel. I like her 2 shot attempts so far in this game.
Jackson off the screen, bounces into Hamby, and it's swatted away by Cardoso. This is what you get with Carter back in the lineup. The pace, pull-up 15-footer, she connects.
Kennedy Carter leads the entire WNBA in fast break points, and now you get a glimpse of why. She's so quick in transition. Angel Reese has really worked on her efficiency in the paint. That's a great up and under and a counter move against De'Erica Hamby. I love to see that.
Short corner jumper falls through. That's Azurá Stevens, the former Chicago Sky.
This is a lot of length on the court right now for LA. They switched up their starting lineup just a little bit. We'll see how Chicago is going to be able to counter that.
Yeah, that change for the LA lineup. Ray Burrell in the starting lineup for the first time this season. Onyenwere off the ball screen drills the jumper. Chicago has hit their last 3 field goals after that opening possession miss from Angel. Burrell rejects the screen, attacks the cup. Shot was altered, and a late whistle comes in on a blocking foul. There's Kurt Miller, 2nd year as the head coach for the Sparks, a 2-time Coach of the Year in the W with the Connecticut Sun, where he went to a pair of WNBA finals. Onyenwere called for the foul. Her first tonight sends Ray Burrell to the free throw line.
Michaela just a little bit late getting over to help on that drive. Thought she was going to get away with it. You're right, it was a late whistle.
Burrell hits a pair, ties the game at 6 early. Carter tripped on the drive. It just feels like such a different team, Shimmy, when Kennedy Carter's on the floor versus when she's not.
Well, there's no question, Noah. It is, and the way she impacts the game. What she does is really instrumental to exactly how Chicago scores, for example, in transition or points in the paint.
Teresa Weatherspoon, in her first season as the head coach of Chicago, said it has been all smiles.
kind of reinvent the play. Eric Stokes just stayed with Wilson beautifully.
3rd and 8, empty shotgun, and Hurts on a quarterback draw up the middle. He fights his way inside the 35, just inside the left hash marks, down to the 33-yard line. He's about 3 yards short of the first down. Kenny Clark and Sean Gary respond, gain of 5, and the 2-minute warning given to both benches now. Packers Radio presented by American Family Insurance. Green Bay 19, Philadelphia 14. 4th down and 3 coming up for Philadelphia in Packers territory. This is the Packers Radio Network.
At Case IH, we know you work hard all year to maximize your yield at harvest. And to do that, you need a combine that works as hard as you do. That's why we built the new AF11 with more horsepower, more efficiency, and more capacity than any other combine out there. Plus, built-in automation to harvest more easily than ever before. To do more with every engine hour, you need equipment that's as good as you are. You need the best in your field. Visit your local Case IH dealer for more on the AF11.